Hour. And now, here is the host of the show, Frank Sparks.
All right, hour number 2. Sorry about that. Took us a couple minutes. I wanted to get the Facebook up and streaming because we are going to talk this hour with our good friend Steve Higgins. It's, he's always busy in the summer, so he hangs out with us a lot in the winter. But Steve, it's that time of year that Larry Bruno Foundation makes their inductees. So Steve's in this morning. We're going to talk about that. And plus, we're going to honor a special person that's been part of Beaver Falls history for a long time. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Frank. Thanks for having me. It's great to be back.
Yeah, I'm glad you reached out. I wasn't, I was thinking, man. And like I told you off the air, I knew we had to be close when a couple weeks ago, old picture of Joe Namath from, it used to be what, at the Elks you guys used to have it?
1 year we did.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 year.
That was like 14 or something. I remember Randy Cosgrove and I were out front broadcasting, and we interviewed Joe Namath back in. And like I told you, that was a cool day for me because I was able to put on a Super Bowl ring. It'll be the only time in my life I'm sure I get to do that.
I wish I could have asked Joe, thought of that, to ask Joe to wear the ring.
He offered it to me.
Wow.
He said there, he goes, you ever see a Super Bowl ring? I was like, no. He goes, you want to wear one? I was like, absolutely.
Man, you must be his new best friend, Frank.
Well, then the year after that, when it was over, I think it was a year or 2 years maybe, over at the library, to be a smart aleck, I was with Greg Benedetti then doing the show and Bob Barrickman, and to be a smart aleck, I put on a Steelers shirt, and he sat down and he goes, I don't see that Steelers shirt right there.
Did not get by him.
No, it didn't slide by him. And I said, I wore it just for you, Joe.
Right.
But a great guy and one of the many great athletes of Beaver Falls and that came out of Beaver Falls, probably if not the greatest, to be honest with you, but most well known, I would say for sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, but this year you guys got a whole new list of inductees. So tell us about what went into this year's list.
We're very excited. Now, normally we have our banquet in July, and the reason we did that was to accommodate Joe, because Joe would come up and grace us with his presence. Since he doesn't attend anymore, we backed it up to September.
Okay.
We have a big class this year. We have 9 inductees. However, I do want to mention we're only going to honor 8 this year, Frank. Skip Baker, who definitely is a qualified inductee. She's voted in. She checks all the boxes, Frank. She changed people's lives. She made a difference in the community.
Okay.
One of the top swimming instructors in the nation during her time. We're good at a lot of things that we do, but one of the things that we're not great at is tracking down people, tracking people down.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, her son just passed away, Frank, in September. Yeah, so that was her last living son.
Okay.
So she does have some grandchildren, but we have been unable to contact anyone in the family. We've been unable to scrape up just very little information on her.
Okay.
So what we did was, since we do have a big class, we decided. Now, we think our banquet, Frank's the best awards banquet of the year. I mean, we really do. We're at a first-class venue, Shadow Lakes. Our menu's upscale from what you normally see at a normal banquet. We usually have celebrities, in our presence. And we have a format that's different than most other banquets, and it separates us, makes us special. We don't feel like we can honor Skip this year the way that we're used to honoring people. So what we're going to do is we're going to back her up to next year. She's going to be the first inductee of the class of 27.
Awesome.
And we're going to move on with the 8 this year. So I did want to explain that if anyone was going to come to the banquet for Skip, we're going to back her up to next year. Now, that's something unprecedented. We've never done that before.
Okay.
But, again, we feel like that we cannot do the family justice where we're at right now. So, but we do have 8 other inductees that are wonderful.
That's awesome. What year did Skip graduate from Beaver Falls?
I'm glad you asked that.
Okay.
Because in order to qualify, we have a lot, now that we're moving on, we've been around 15, 16 years. People are asking questions. They're like, hey, what's the qualifications to be nominated? Basically, you have to have a BF connection. In other words, you have to be born in Beaver Falls, work in Beaver Falls, go to school in Beaver Falls,
Okay.
or some kind of Beaver Falls connection that relates you to Beaver Falls. But what this does, Frank, right away people think, well, that kind of builds a wall around the city. It kind of alienates. But, Frank, it's just the opposite.
Right, it
Because you
opens
look
up.
at our inductees. Let me give you an example. Carl Flory.
Okay.
He's our inductee, right? Coach Flory is not born in Beaver Falls. Coach Flory did not go to high school in Beaver Falls. He went to Elwood, played for Chuck Knox. But Coach Flory taught in Beaver Falls. He worked in Beaver Falls, and he lived in Beaver Falls. So he had that Beaver Falls connection. Plus, when you honor someone like Carl Flory, he coached at Elwood and Riverside.
Right.
So they're being promoted. You see what I mean? It's built in. Eddie Okowski is another example. He was born in Beaver Falls. He's a Beaver Falls native, went to high school in Beaver Falls. But when you think of Eddie Okowski, you think of Midland basketball.
Right.
When you think of other people that we have inducted made their bones at other places. So you see what I mean? We're promoting these other places. It's built into our system. So Skip, perfect example. Not born in Beaver Falls. Okay. Didn't go to school in Beaver Falls, but she worked in Beaver Falls.
I got you.
At the Heinrich Pool for many years. And there's probably not a person that's a baby boomer that did not learn how to swim from Skip Baker. I mean, she's amazing. So she's definitely a qualified inductee. But thanks for giving me the chance to explain that, because we do get a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, so let's go down this year's pretty star-studded list of inductees this year. Starting with probably one of the most known of recent years basketball coaches in Beaver Falls, and Doug Biega.
Wow, Doug Biega, amazing coach. I understand he's back coaching again right now.
Hopewell, right?
Hopewell, yeah. But Doug Biega, we're so excited to have Doug. He came in, he restored basketball, was kind of dipping down. He was hired in 1999, and right away it was immediately, boom, the program went right back up to where it should be. And we're so excited to have Doug in because we think he's so deserving. And he's the kind of guy that the older generation was like, okay, let's see. They didn't welcome him with open arms.
Right.
They're like, this kid from Aliquippa, what's going on here? When he came in, he won everyone over, okay, with his style, his simplicity of his offense, the way he handled his team. We just feel that, he's right up there with Coach Chan as far as great coaches at Beaver Falls.
Yep.
I mean, I don't, Beaver Falls went a long time without making the playoffs in basketball.
Right.
They went from 1945 to 1970. So basically, the Beaver Falls program came back alive in 1970. And, I mean, Pabilski won a state. We had some great coaches.
Right.
But I think Dougie kind of elevated up toward the top. Yeah, so we're very excited to have him in. Very excited.
Yeah, now Pabilski was my coach at New Brighton.
That's right.
For a few years. Yeah.
That's right, because he took two teams to the finals because was it 80 New Brighton with Hal Bentley?
79, 80.
80 with
yeah.
Hal Bentley.
Yep.
And then Beaver Falls. So we're very proud of Davey Pabilski.
Absolutely. So, and then another name, you talk basketball. You can't talk basketball in Beaver Falls without talking Forrest Grant.
Boy, I'll tell you, he was something. That team, that's just a crying shame they didn't win the state. And the reason that they didn't was because Forrest got hurt against Erie East. They had that Gore kid, Tim Gore, that went to Michigan State. And Beaver Falls would have beat them. They would have beat them, but Bay went down with the injury. But, Bay was so much. He meant so much to the Beaver Falls program. And, Frank, he's a perfect example. We're called the Hall of Achievement.
Right.
And whenever you're inducted, you're in the circle of achievement. We're a little picky on who we induct. In other words, if you're just a great athlete, sometimes that's enough, but most times it's not. We want to see values, integrity. We want to see attributes learned as an athlete, and then use those attributes to become a successful adult to make achievement.
Gotcha.
Forrest is a perfect example. grew up on 9th Avenue down in Beaver Falls, right next to the 15th Street basketball court. He learned how to play on the playgrounds of Beaver Falls. That group that he played with was the most talented, I think, even more talented than the 70 state team at Beaver Falls, with Collins and Rowan and Grant and Kahn and all these guys. I mean, the list goes on and on. Noble Miles, they were fantastic. Damon Bryant, don't want to forget Damon, great player.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and Forrest was part of that.
Okay.
But you know what? He went to RMU and became one of the top players in their history. And the thing that stands out in my mind, oh my God, the best backcourt in RMU history, they made the NCAA tournament, and they played Indiana that was ranked number 1. After the game, I think Indiana won by 4.
I was going to say, I remember they almost upset them,
a 4-point game, right? There's an article to back me up on this. After the game, Bobby Knight came into the Robert Morris locker room and went up to Grant and said, "Son, you are the best guard that we have faced all year."
Oh, wow.
Now, to me,
yeah, right.
Come on. Seriously.
Doesn't get any better than that.
He was one of the top guards in the nation, okay? On top of that, he graduates. He goes on to a successful career with Boeing, executive, and just had a wonderful career, and we're just so pleased that he's coming in and he's going to be one of our inductees.
So here's a name I don't know, so you're going to have to educate me on that, and that's Wib Estemeyer. Tell me about Wib.
Oh, Wib. Beaver Falls baseball, it's another mystery. They were a baseball town back in the early part of the century. We've had 3 major league teams that had minor league affiliates in Beaver Falls in the 30s and early 40s. But then there was a string in there, Frank, that the high school didn't even have a baseball program. I think it went from like the late 20s to the early 40s. And whenever they started their program back up in the mid-40s, they didn't even have uniforms. They were wearing uniforms that were given to them by the Pirates that were the minor league affiliates a couple years earlier. So the baseball program was kind of choppy, okay? Now here comes these guys in the 50s with Wib Estemeyer, Kirkpatrick, Polka, DeRose, all these guys, okay? Manzetti, Nahal. These guys made baseball in Beaver Falls. Wib Estemeyer was one of the best. Now, when we form our group, we like to have representatives from all eras. We like to have some, I guess you can call Wib an old-timer. He played in the 50s, But we like to have old-time guys. We like to have mid-range. And we like to have young guys that we figure like Lance Jeter and guys like that. So Wib, I think he still holds up as one of the top baseball players ever at Beaver Falls.
Okay.
Because we really haven't had a player drafted since the late 80s with John Fritz. And then you had guys like Milo, another inductee that was drafted, and Joe Williams and guys like that. But it's been spotty in baseball. You'll have a good group, and then it'll have a lull for a while.
Yeah, probably the last really good baseball player that I can recall was probably Benny Carter.
And that's 83, 84.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Fritz was drafted in 86.
Right.
But they won the WIPIAL in 2010. Schuster was the big pitcher.
Right.
And I think he was the last great pitcher at Beaver Falls. That's 2010. That's
that's been quite some time, yeah.
Some time.
Yeah,
so Wib, I mean, he was in the service. He played in the service. He was a professional player in minor league baseball. And he still holds up as one of the top baseball players in our history.
That's awesome. So
yeah.
All right, we're going to take a short break. Curtis will be in for news here in a minute. We're visiting with Steve Higgins from the Larry Bruno Foundation today, talking about their upcoming banquet with their list of inductees. We'll continue through that list once we get back after this on Beaver County Radio.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The sounds of whistles blowing, pads popping, drums beating, and of course, cash registers ringing are familiar tones at this time of the year that can only mean one thing. No, it's not time to get your hearing aid batteries checked. It's time to get ready to head back to school. This is Cindy Hilario from Friendly Federal Credit Union. Before you get the evil eye from the crossing guard or end up late to work following a school bus, plan ahead this year. That means visiting Friendly Federal Credit Union and asking about loans for back to school for you and student accounts for the kids heading away to school. While at the office, give yourself another reason to get ready. Our annual luncheon meeting is happening September 26th at the Feds, and tickets are available. That could mean getting a haircut for you, too, in addition to the little ones. Take a listen. It's time to get ready. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
Thank you, Fry Transportation, for your support in sponsoring 99.3 FM on Beaver County Radio. Fry Transportation has become an integral part of Beaver County and an important part of what we do at Beaver County Radio.
Beaver County Radio's news source. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com. Here's Curtis Walsh.
Good morning on this Friday, August 11th. We can expect cloudy skies today with a chance of a rain shower or thunderstorm later on this evening. We'll have a high of about 80 degrees. We'll take a closer look at the Beaver County Radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. The Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection has announced that a consent order and agreement has been made with the Sherwin-Williams Manufacturing Company in regards to when the DEP found out about violations of the Air Pollution Control Act at the company's manufacturing plant in Rochester. The DEP's consent order says Sherwin-Williams has 30 days to pay a total of $124,700 civil penalty. The order also requires resolutions to violations related to a missing thermal oxidizer, as well as missed required startup notifications and failure to install and operate air cleaning devices. The city of Aliquippa has announced the appointment of Brent Peacock as the new fire chief of the Aliquippa Bureau of Fire. Mayor Dwan Walker administered the oath of office to Chief Peacock during the August City Council meeting while he was surrounded by his family, fellow firefighters, residents, and city officials. They say that Chief Peacock has proudly served the city of Aliquippa for nearly 3 decades. His commitment to the community began back in the 1990s. PennDOT has announced lane restrictions on Heights Road, Route 3038 in Hopewell. That is set to begin Wednesday, weather permitting. Single-lane alternating traffic controlled by flaggers will occur on Heights Road between Hill Street and Buchanan Avenue from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. daily as needed through mid-September as crews from D&M Contracting conduct gas main repair work for Peoples Natural Gas. Flags will be lowered to half-staff today as U.S. Steel facilities in the Mon Valley to mark 1 year since 2 workers were killed in an explosion at the company's Clairton plant. A spokesperson for U.S. Steel told KDK that employees will pause for a moment of silence to remember the 2 men who died in the blast. In addition to the 2 workers who were killed, 11 others were injured last August when a valve broke, leading to coke oven gas igniting and exploding. With construction season at its summertime peak, Peoples Natural Gas is urging customers and contractors to recognize 811 Day and take great care with all digging and excavation practices. Calling before digging is free to homeowners and can prevent injuries, fines, and outages in the community. The process is simple. Call the number at least 3 business days before the planned start of excavation. Wait for the site to be marked by utility companies, and then dig with care. And U.S. health officials want food manufacturers to provide more information about new additives and ingredients. Under a proposal announced Monday, food companies would have to notify the Food and Drug Administration before introducing new colors, flavorings, sweeteners, and other ingredients found in processed food. The change would reverse a decades-old policy allowing companies to self-certify that new ingredients are safe. That policy has long been criticized by health advocates who blame it for allowing thousands of additives into the U.S. food supply.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Today it'll be mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and possible thunderstorms. We'll reach highs near 81 and drop down to lows of 64. And tomorrow, expect a little bit of sunshine, followed by a chance of showers and thunderstorms later in the evening. Look for highs near 82 and lows of 65. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Tuesday, August 11th at 35 minutes past 11, we've got a temperature of 69 degrees with partly cloudy skies in Beaver County. That's news. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, as well as streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Weekday mornings were meant to drive in the fast lane. It's Frank Sparks on Beaver County Radio.
Visiting in hour number 2 with Steve Higgins today from the Larry Bruno Foundation. And we've been talking about the list of inductees into the Circle of Achievement for this year. So far, we've been down the list. We had Doug Biega, Forrest Grant, Webb Estemeyer. And now we're moving on down, Steve, and talking about none other than former state rep Mike Vion.
V was a really, really good athlete. His family in Beaver Falls, very well known, all great athletes, all big-time Tiger supporters. His mother with the football mothers, his father with the Beaver Falls Boosters. Just a wonderful family. We're so proud to have Mike. Mike was so overlooked as a center, and I was going back through some of our scrapbooks, and Coach Bruno really, he didn't throw a lot of accolades out on a lot of his players. But, man, he made a few really nice comments about Mike in the paper. And in one, he went as far as calling him the top center in the whole WPIAL our senior year. Now, Mike and I happened to be captains of our football team.
Okay.
And he showed his leadership qualities from the very beginning. Mike was always a leader, a silent leader on our team. But he was also a great track performer as well. So Mike was very accomplished. And then what he did for this community is unprecedented. He just did so much, not only for Beaver Falls, for all of Beaver County. And we just feel Mike deserves to be honored because of everything he did while he was in office. Mm-hmm. And from his family, his sports background, everything all together, we're proud to have Mike as an inductee.
All right, and then Joe Namath's buddy, and probably the flashiest dresser in Beaver Falls, next up on the list.
Linwood.
Yeah.
Now, you say, hey, Larry Bruno Foundation, they're a sports group, and I'll sit here until I'm blue in the face and say, we're not only all about sports. Linwood played sports as a youth, but he didn't stand out. He was on the team. But see, we're not all about that. You look at this man's resume, and it will blow you away.
Absolutely.
When he came up for nomination, I'm looking at his resume and all this NAACP, these veterans committees, all this church activity that this guy does. Now, when you look at an inductee, Frank, you want someone that makes a difference in the community.
Absolutely.
I don't think any of our inductees makes as much as a difference in the community than Linwood Alford. He is so deserving to be up there. And I'll even go one step farther. He's such a sweet guy. I mean, such a friendly guy. I can see why Joe Namath likes him so much, because he's just a hell of a nice guy. It just comes from a wonderful family in Beaver Falls. I went to school with some of his brothers and his relatives. And Linwood just knows everybody. And you look at his resume, and we're going to have it in the program at the banquet, and you're going to be blown away.
Better have some extra pages for it.
You're going to be blown away when you see this man's resume.
Absolutely.
So definitely deserving.
All right, I don't want to butcher Frank's last name, so I'll let you say it.
Well, we always call him Malazewski.
Okay.
but he might pronounce it a little different.
Okay.
But we call him Milo.
Milo, okay.
You know what? Milo, when we were growing up, he was always in the background, okay? Quiet. When we were in Little League, he was one of the top Little League pitchers around, okay? When we had all-star tournaments, he pitched us to championships and was a great baseball player. In basketball, in junior high, he was a backup center, okay?
Oh, wow.
7th, 8th, and 9th grade. This kid kept working. He matriculated up into high school, and I tell you what, by his junior year, he was regarded as one of the top centers around. And after he graduated, he had the single-season rebound record, the career rebound record. Frank, he was MVP of Section 3.
Oh, wow.
Now, Section 3 was the best section back in those days with Farrell, Sharon, all those big teams in there, Newcastle, Beaver Falls, Ambridge, Aliquippa. MVP Section 3, okay? One of the top pitchers in Beaver Falls history. He just quietly just kind of, we had a lot of stars in his class. I graduated in his class. Kevin Scanlon, Mike Vion. There was some big athletes in his class, but when you look at what Frankie accomplished, he exceeds all of them because he was drafted, out of high school. He went to the University of Indiana and started his baseball career. He was a record-setting basketball player, a section MVP, pitched Beaver Falls to the WPIL championship at Three River Stadium. I mean, this is an accomplished athlete. And then he's a CPA. He's been a CPA for the last how many years? So Frankie has checked all the boxes. He's learned his lessons as an athlete, projected them as doing a successful adult career. We're pleased to have him.
All right. Visiting with Steve Higgins this morning from the Larry Bruno Foundation, talking about this year's Circle of Achievement as the inductions will be coming up and their banquet's coming up here in September. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more right after this here on Beaver County Radio.
Crafted sodas yet? Whether it's a dirty Dr. Pepper, Sprite Berry Blast, or Orange Dream, your taste buds are in for a pleasant surprise. Perfect for lunch breaks, afternoon pick-me-ups, or anytime at all. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
It's summertime and the living is easy until your air conditioner suddenly quits. Now it's hot, the air feels heavy, and nobody's comfortable. You might even hear,
I can't live another day like this.
This is Eric 9 with Homer 9 & Sons. And when your AC goes down, this is the time to call us. Because you don't want to wait, you want it fixed fast and fixed right the first time. At Homer 9 & Sons, we deliver professional, dependable service to get your home cool and comfortable again without the stress. And right now, for a limited time, get your AC tune-up for just $79. If it's time for a new system, we offer trusted brands like Lennox, plus financing options designed to fit your budget, so you can get back to enjoying summer the way it's supposed to be. Homer 9 & Sons, quality home comfort since 1943.
Are you frustrated by high copays for your generic drugs? Stop overpaying and start saving. Discover Forward RX, your local cost-plus pharmacy in New Brighton. At Forward RX, we believe in transparency and affordability. No insurance middlemen, no inflated prices, just the true cost of your medication plus a simple fixed markup. Join the Forward RX family today and experience the difference. Check out our medication prices online at fwdrx.com or give us a call for a price quote. Forward RX. Come for the savings and stay for the service.
If you have kids going off to college this fall, one of the most important things to consider is their new car. College kids need vehicles that are fuel efficient to save money and are versatile for cargo and passenger space and also have a sporty exterior. When you're looking for a new back-to-school car for your student, look no further than Moon Township Ford. They have plenty of vehicles that your student will love, whether new or pre-owned. And for everyone else, summer means it's time to get going and enjoy the warm weather. If your truck is your lifeline to towing recreational vehicles, campers, boats, and carrying jet skis, fishing gear, and more, the Ford F-150 truck is the vehicle for you. No matter where your summer vacation takes you, the adventure will be more fun in a new vehicle from Moon Township Ford. Summer vacations or back-to-school gear up. Trust Moon Township Ford to have what you need. University Boulevard across from Robert Morris.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends. Bucco fans, join us Saturday, August 15th when the Pirates take on the Boston Red Sox at 7:15. Arrive early to enjoy a pregame block party on Federal Street with music, drink specials, and more, presented by Mike's Beer Bar. Plus, the first 20,000 fans take home a PNC Park replica statue presented by PNC, celebrating the 25th anniversary of PNC Park. It's the Buccos and Red Sox, Saturday, August 15th at 7:15. Get your tickets at pirates.com.
You're driving in the fast lane with Frank Sparks on 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. You can also stream live on beavercountyradio.com.
Back here on Driving in the Fast Lane for your Tuesday. It's rainy out there, but it's bright in here because we're talking about people doing good things and getting inducted into the Larry Bruno Foundation Circle of Achievement. And we were working our way down the list. We got 2 more to go yet, Steve.
Yeah, we do have 2 more to go. Let's talk about Reggie.
Okay.
Reggie Williams, right?
Right.
I have Reggie. What an accomplished athlete. I have Reggie ranked. Now, Beaver Falls is one of those schools that really never kept track of records.
Okay.
Kept track of anything. You played at Beaver Falls, you graduated, they just reloaded. You know, the next class would just do better than the previous class, it seemed like. I have Reggie voted or rated as the second wide receiver ever at Beaver Falls, behind Van Golemont. Okay, Golemont 1, Williams 2. And the reason I have Williams 2 is flat out the fastest football player to ever play at Beaver Falls. When he graduated his senior year, he had the 100-yard meter record for Beaver County. Matter of fact, he broke Dwight Collins' record. So he was faster than Dwight, so what's that tell you? Okay, so he was the fastest wide receiver ever at Beaver Falls. He caught 30 passes, and 30 is kind of like the number in high school to put you kind of up in the elites, the great, you know. You catch in the 20s, you're good, you're really good. But if you catch 30 and up, you're elite. And he won a championship, okay? He won a championship. And that year in 84 was the first year that we ever won. It was our 3rd title, but it was the first year that we won it in a championship game. Because the first 2, we were just undefeated.
Right.
They said we were the champs. He follows that up by starring on the basketball team that ends up winning the WPIAL that year. So one of our best athletes, he went to Pitt and lettered right away. He's a 4-year letterman at Pitt. I think he was like one of the 12, 13, 14th all-time in receptions when he graduated from Pitt. He did have some tryouts in the pros. But again, achievement. Went on to a successful business career. Was doing really well. And again, we're proud to have Reggie. We wanted to induct him a few years back, but he couldn't make it in. So this has kind of been a long time coming for him. But yeah, Reggie Williams, one of the best wide receivers ever.
Absolutely. And that was from the generation of when I went to New Brighton. So I remember.
You remember
going
them guys?
Yeah, I remember them going up against,
Frank Hauser.
Yep. Those were some really good Beaver Falls teams for sure. So, all right, so our last one, Kenneth Woodchick.
Frank, here's another example of a person that's not a native of Beaver Falls. He's Monaca. Matter of fact, he played on Coach Bruno's for Coach Bruno at Monaca.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I think Woody graduated in 51, so Coach Bruno has been there 2 years, right when Woody was a freshman.
Okay.
So he's known Coach Bruno probably longer than any of us. But anyway, Woody is a perfect example. He's a Monaca native. Didn't go to school at Beaver Falls, but he worked at Beaver Falls for many years in the Beaver Falls School District. I could remember in grade school at Fifth Avenue, he would travel around to all the grade schools and do administrative testing and stuff on the kids.
Okay.
And he would encourage us. I could remember him saying, "Oh, I see here you play basketball." I was in 5th grade, and I still remember this. And he was telling me how good that basketball is and encouraging me. He was that kind of guy, okay? He was one of the greatest basketball players in Geneva history. Played in the heyday in the 50s when they were going to Kansas City in the NAIA national championships. Every year they had Pete Kincaid, they had him, they had Usika. Billy Blair. It's a great era in Geneva basketball, okay? Ken Wodacek was a big part of that. One step farther, him and Coach Bruno were tight. Like him, Coach Bruno, and Carl Flory were almost inseparable, like in the later years. And he meant so much to the beginning of this foundation. Him and Coach Flory are the ones that encouraged us to start the foundation in Coach's name, okay? Now, Woody, we wanted to induct him some years back when he was still here, and he didn't want to have any part of it. So now that he's passed on,
I got you. Okay.
Can't stop us, Woody. We're putting you in. So
he didn't like to be out in the public like that.
His brother was a major league pitcher for the Cardinals, by the way.
Yeah.
Hal Wodacek.
Right.
So yeah, that's our class, Frank.
Yeah.
No, we do give scholarships out too.
Okay, let's talk about scholarships.
Well, we do have we give 3 Larry Bruno scholarships out, and that's part of what we do. It's part of why we're here. We give Beaver Falls students, we give 2 scholarships there.
Okay.
This year, Isaac Miller is a recipient.
Okay.
And Lily McClester is the second Beaver Falls student. We do give one at Beaver County Christian School, which is located on College Hill.
Right.
Benjamin Kreefeld is going to accept the award this year. So those are our 3 scholarship recipients. Now, the Livingston Memorial Scholarship Group picked our group to award their scholarship. So this year, Draven Haskins and Benjamin Woods, 2 students that the Livingston group is going to give the memorial scholarship to. Jan Tronzo, or Jan Davis, daughter of Joe Tronzo. Now, let's face it, Joe's the one that made stars out of all of us. Okay?
Absolutely.
One of the most important people ever in Beaver Falls. Jan, his daughter, gives a memorial scholarship in Joe's name. Unfortunately, we haven't got the name yet, but we are going to give her scholarship out at our banquet.
Okay.
And then we give a community award out every year. I got to tell you, Frank, this year, we have never seen an outpouring. We announced that Bob Middleman was going to be our recipient of our community award. You should have seen our Facebook page light up.
I'm sure.
I think it set a record for most comments or most likes or something. I mean, for days after we put that out that Bobby is going to get that award, the outpouring was amazing. I mean, we never had an outpouring like that ever. People were so into this, so happy that he's getting recognized.
Absolutely.
I mean, we couldn't believe it, the outpouring that we're getting for Bobby Middleman.
Well, he's done so much for the community over the years, that it's, but he's more than deserving.
It's the way he did it. And plus, with his pit connection and everything, we've heard from 2 pit coaches, Walt Harris and Jackie Sherrill, commented, and all these pit guys. And we called him and we advised him. And a couple days later, he was in the hospital. Okay, he called Ed DeRose. This almost gives me kind of chills. And he says, Ed, thank you, and tell the guys thank you for picking me for the award. I want everyone to know that I am walking up to the dais to get my award.
That's awesome.
And if you know Bobby Middleman, you know he's not doing too good right now.
Right.
And for him to make a statement like that to us, it just, we're so proud of him. We're so happy that he's done what he has done for this city and his family for the last 70 years. I mean, they're the only Little League team, them and Turner's, that sponsored a team the whole life that the league was in existence.
That's awesome.
I mean, he's done so much for the youth of this area that it just, goes without saying. I mean, I can still remember as a kid my mom taking me up to their store, whenever they'd measure your foot with that little thing, and then they'd get put your foot on that stool, and they'd size up that shoe, and then you walked out of that store with that box of shoes, you thought you was, 20 feet tall,
Oh, yeah.
And all that he's done for this community and everything, and we just can't wait for him to walk up to that podium. I'll tell you what, guys, it's gonna be worth the tickets to our banquet, $65. Okay, It's worth the price of admission just to see that.
That's awesome. So, and I remember as a kid growing up, Enlo's was the place to go no matter what. That was where you went to get your shoes. And back in, we were just talking about this the other day. Pro Keds was the popular brand back then, and it was Pro Keds and Grips. I don't know if you remember Grips or not. And Enlo's was the only place you could get them, so you had to go to Enlo's to get your shoes. Yeah. And that's where we all went. Yeah. So that was what, mid-70s. So it's been going on for a long time, and Bob's just been. I've met him through, Greg Benedetti and through Mike Romai, and Bob's just been. He's just a great guy.
Well, that's the thing. When you're a good guy and people like you, they're going to stick by you, Frank.
Absolutely.
And I've never seen an outpouring like this. I mean, this guy has so many friends. He's just he should be a happy man, just knowing that all these people love him like that.
Right. So,
and you know what? I'm so happy that we have the opportunity to recognize him.
That's awesome.
Because, a lot of times you don't have a chance to recognize people like you should. So we have the opportunity to do this, so we are very, very pleased.
All right, in the last couple minutes we have, Steve, talk about the banquet again and how people can get tickets.
Well, our website's interactive now. Okay, www.themagicalcoach.org.
All right.
Okay, you go onto our website. You can buy tickets right on the website. If for some reason you don't want to use our website, Ed DeRose is our ticket manager. His phone number is 412-298-1430. And that's Eddie DeRose. And he'll hook you up with tickets. They're going fast, but we still have some left. We have a big class this year, so there's a lot of tickets being sold. We are going to auction off an one-of-a-kind artwork of Joe Namath's hands that Freddie Manarino made.
Oh, that's cool.
With Joe's ring, and Joe signed it. It's a one-of-a-kind piece of artwork that I think has legs, man. This thing in the future is going to be really something. And it was made by an artist that was Joe's boyhood friend that lived right around the corner from Joe.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
This is a Beaver Falls, a neighborhood-bred item that we're parting with. And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to part with it. I want to keep it for the museum.
Right, I got you.
But we just feel that the public deserves, we want to give back, and we're going to have a one price. It's probably going to be a $20 ticket for this thing to buy a raffle ticket. But I tell you what, the winner of this item is really going to have something special. So we're going to auction that off. We're going to have the baskets there. It's going to be at Shadow Lakes on September 12th. Tickets are $65. Again, a little higher than a lot of banquets, but we have the upscale menu. We have the format. We have a lot of extras that go with that. And it is a fundraising banquet.
Right.
It's really our only, big fundraiser every year. But it's coming fast.
Yeah.
It's coming fast.
Yeah.
And the
month away.
Not leak anything out. We got a little surprise up our sleeve for that night for people that'll show up.
All right.
There's going to be a little treat for everybody. We're not going to spill it out right now, but there is going to be something. We have something up our sleeve.
Okay.
So,
all right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Steve Higgins from Larry Bruno Foundation. As he said, you can get your tickets by going online to themagicalcoach.org. And I guess it's that time of day. It's the end of the day. Coming up next is Fox Cross America with Jimmy Fela. But first, we got to hear from Gabby. What's the flavor of the day at Hank's today?
It's now time for the Hank's flavor of the day. Today's flavor is a mystery. Head on over to one of my favorite places, Hank's Frozen Custard and Mexican Food in New Brighton today.
Start your day with breakfast at McDonald's. Enjoy their $4 sausage McMuffin or sausage biscuit meal deal. This comes with hash browns and small coffee